Hi guys, Rachael Cook, Doctor of Audiology at Applied Hearing Solutions in Phoenix, Arizona. And in this video, I'll be explaining everything you need to know after 6 weeks of wearing your new hearing aids. Coming up. There are a lot of things that happen during the first 4 to 6 weeks of the hearing aid fitting process in order to obtain the maximum benefit possible from hearing treatment. But it can be difficult to know just where you stand in this process and if you're where you should be in your hearing treatment journey. That's why I started the Everything You Need to Know series, to make it easier for you to know what to expect from hearing treatment from start to finish. In my last 3 videos, I covered everything you need to know from your hearing evaluation and hearing aid consultation to your hearing aid fitting appointment, and by the end of your first week wearing your new hearing aids. If you have not seen those videos, make sure you go back and watch them after this video because there is a lot of helpful information covered. But in today's video, we're going to cover everything you need to know after the first 6 weeks of wearing your new hearing aids. But before we do, if you could please take a second to give this video a thumbs up to bring videos like these to a wider audience. And while you're at it, if you have not yet already hit that subscribe button with notification bell, make sure you do that too so you never miss any one of our newly released videos. Hearing treatment should never be a one and done process, with most hearing aid fitting periods averaging between 30 and 60 days. This is because hearing treatment requires adaptation and adjustment to the new way that you hear, as well as learning new information to practice. For this reason, you should be following up with a hearing healthcare provider that you trust to guide you through this process and to maximize your benefit from hearing treatment. Clinic follow-up schedules vary from practice to practice, but should include a minimum of 2 follow-ups during your designated trial period. At Applied Hearing Solutions, we see our patients for 3 follow-ups at 1 week, 3 week, and 6 weeks, each lasting an hour to ensure that nothing is missed and that you are fully educated along the way. Between your 1 week follow-up and your 6 week follow-up, you've had a lot of time to determine what is working for you and what is not. By this point in time, there should be no question that your hearing aids fit very comfortably and feel secure on or in your ears. Any fit issues with rubber domes or custom ear molds should have already been identified, modified, and resolved, allowing you to wear your hearing aids nearly all waking hours. Things that may have been very noticeable initially, such as the sound of your own voice or other soft environmental sounds, should sound much more natural and fall easily into the background, allowing you to focus on what you want to hear. At 6 weeks, you should be confident in the cleaning and maintenance of your hearing aids, including the how, when, and why to clean your microphones and vents, as well as change your wax guards. While you should already be seeing a major improvement in quiet listening situations, such as one-on-one conversations, you should also be seeing improvement in more complex listening situations, such as restaurants and group settings. You should also feel confident in pairing your hearing aids to any mobile devices via Bluetooth, as well as how to troubleshoot in the event of a disconnection. But if any of these progress points have not yet been achieved, you should have specific notes for your provider ready to go for your 6-week follow-up appointment. To begin this typically final appointment in your hearing aid fitting sequence, your provider will confirm once and for all that the comfort and retention of your hearing aids is satisfactory. Your provider will then identify if you are at or near your full hearing loss prescription, and if not, they should explain to you why this is and what the plan is moving forward. Your 6-week follow-up appointment is also critical in validating your subjective benefit from hearing treatment in the communication situations most important to you. This is often completed through the use of validation outcome measures, such as the Client-Oriented Scale of Improvement, or COSI, the Abbreviated Profile of Hearing Aid Benefit, or AFAB, or the International Outcome Inventory for Hearing Aids, or the IOI-HA. For example, the COSI is used at your initial fitting appointment to identify specific situations that are currently challenging for you and areas where you'd like to see the most improvement. At the end of your fitting period, your ability to hear in these specific listening situations is evaluated again to assess what subjective benefit you've obtained and to what degree. This allows your provider to pinpoint exactly what has been working well for you and what still needs some improvement in your hearing treatment experience. If you are not noticing enough improvement in a few select environments, custom programs can be added to your hearing aids for additional support. Custom programs can be made for nearly any listening situation, such as watching TV, hearing better in a restaurant, driving in the car, or even cutting wind noise out on the golf course. These manual programs are set up by your provider and will need to be turned on and off through the use of a push button, remote control, or a smartphone app. However, hearing aids alone may not be enough to overcome your hearing difficulties in more challenging listening environments. During your initial hearing evaluation, a speech and noise test should have been completed, revealing just how much separation you need between speech and background noise to be able to hear clearly. Speech and noise testing reveals your SNR loss and serves as a tool for understanding if hearing aids alone will be able to meet your needs or if you'll need the additional support of assistive listening devices. Assistive listening devices are accessory devices for your hearing aids that can significantly improve your hearing and understanding in more challenging listening situations. For example, many individuals live in homes with high ceilings and open floor plans, creating distance and reverberation that degrade the clarity of dialogue from the television. Luckily, all hearing aid manufacturers have compatible TV streamers that takes the sound from the television and wirelessly transmits it into your hearing aids for improved sound quality and clarity. There are other in-person situations where distance, reverberation, and even background noise can degrade the clarity of speech, such as restaurants, conference rooms, and churches. In these situations, remote microphone systems cut the distance between your conversational partner's voice and your hearing aid microphones, significantly improving the sound quality and clarity of their voice. Assistive listening devices are an extremely cost-efficient way to level up your hearing aid performance in difficult listening situations. The amount of assistive listening devices available depends on your hearing aid make and model, but your provider will know what accessories are available to you and will make their best recommendation for you based on your hearing concerns. During your 6-week follow-up appointment, your provider will also ensure that you feel confident in the cleaning and maintenance of your hearing aids and ensure that you have the necessary supplies to do so. During this appointment, you should also be set up for remote care visits if available with your devices. Remote visits allow your hearing healthcare provider to make adjustments to your hearing aid programming settings virtually without having to travel to their office. This is an excellent option for individuals that travel frequently or those that may live in several locations throughout the course of the year, as is the case with many of our snowbird residents here in Phoenix. After addressing all of these components of treatment, your provider may issue you some additional resources to take your hearing treatment above and beyond. This can include information about hearing loss support groups, auditory training programs, who to contact with any concerns and when, as well as troubleshooting information for common hearing aid and Bluetooth issues. With that, we've covered a lot of information. So, in summary, here's everything you need to know by the end of 6 weeks wearing your new hearing aids. You need to know that your hearing aids are comfortable and secure inside of your ears, and if you are at your full prescription, and if not, what the plan is moving forward. You need to know that validation outcome measures have been performed and that you are receiving significant subjective improvement in your hearing. You need to know if adjustments have been made to assist you in your most difficult listening situations and how custom programs or assistive listening devices can further support you. You also need to know how and when to perform cleaning and maintenance of your devices and have the supplies to do so. You need to know how to connect your hearing aids to your cell phone or smart devices and how to complete this pairing and troubleshooting yourself. You also need to know if remote care is available with your devices and how to use it, as well as who to contact with any issues with your hearing, hearing aids, or Bluetooth connectivity. You'll also need to know if you have access to additional resources such as troubleshooting guides, hearing loss support groups, communication strategies, and auditory training. At this point, your fitting period may be complete, but you're not off the hook just yet. Part of high-quality comprehensive hearing treatment is consistent, proactive care and monitoring of your hearing aid performance. This is often completed through several checkup appointments throughout the course of the year. That being said, make sure your next follow-up appointment is scheduled before you even leave the building. High-quality care requires a high-quality hearing healthcare professional committed to following the steps to have you hearing your best. If you want to find a hearing care professional who follows best practices and will take the time necessary to deliver this high-quality care, check out HearingUp.com. HearingUp providers are committed to following comprehensive best practices to ensure you receive the maximum amount of benefit from your hearing treatment and will educate you along the way so you understand your entire treatment journey. That being said, make sure you stay tuned for the final installment of this series where I will be reviewing everything you need to know by the end of 1 year wearing hearing aids. That's it for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone that you feel could use it. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel so that you never miss any one of our newly released videos.